Rockwall is a big town with small town values.
We're in a location between several cities where people work and/or live, so it's a crossroads as well as a destination.
The common theme from inmates that you hear a lot after they've been arrested is, "I knew I shouldn't have driven through Rockwall."
Well, before times you had a stack of logs, your cell checks, your visitation logs. They were all just spread out everywhere.
I'd actually have to go through the system, print out a piece of paper, make sure that this person doesn't have us keep separate from that other person, and if they're able to ride together.
Sometimes we'd had Post-it notes on the wall to say, okay, this individual cannot go to rec with this individual over here. Sometimes those Post-it notes get lost and mistakes are made.
It's funny how many places still use pen and paper in 2025.
When we actually implemented Command Cloud, it put everything in the officer's hand. It was a very seamless application when we brought it on.
With the Spartan, you're able to keep up with your inmates. You're able to log chow. You're able to log when you're doing your head count. So it's like a little computer on your pocket.
This has really, I think, increased our officer safety because they can look at that and it expedites their time when they come on shift, when they're doing their briefings. So it eliminates a lot of the mistakes that could happen with just a word of mouth. In my position as administrator, I use Command Cloud probably more than anything else.
On Command Cloud, I start with population because we're always concerned about the population of the jail. And I know if I have to be concerned or ask questions about overcrowding, I can check the movements of inmates, things of that nature.
All day, every day, our detention officers are transporting inmates back and forth from court to the jail, and it provides our detention officers kind of a really fast look at when they need to be doing their rounds, where they need to be, and again, if there's a special population that needs that attention, they can see that. It's outlined. They don't have to just sit there and watch a clock or watch a piece of paper.
Throughout the 12-hour shift, it's constant that we're using our Spartan to log everything, which I like because I like to log and document everything that I do throughout the day.
Certain inmates get into a fight and there's an altercation, and then you see physical, like any bruising, bleeding, or anything like that. They actually just pull up their information and take a photo of that injury, do a little summary of where it's at, what happened.
Everybody is very much used to wearing a wearable device and tracking their health. That's foresight. That aids not just our medical staff, but it aids our correctional staff.
It gives them real-time information, yes, about the inmates and their condition, because we do have a medical program here, so it integrates well with that.
You can be in the middle of doing a hall check and the inmate you just checked on you thought was okay, but sure enough, their foresight is going on because their heart rate or something is up. They're detoxing off, or they could just went into a seizure. You get that alert where you can respond very swiftly to that inmate.
All of the staff have an integrated capability within their Spartan devices that will alert them when an inmate is in distress. That makes us all accountable, makes us all in the know. Working in corrections, working in the 21st century, and having all of this technology at our fingertips, being in the know is probably the most significant advantage that we can have. In this environment, we have taken such an archaic way of showing compliance and we turned it into the definition of what 21st century corrections should be.
You're just not one officer here. We have 75 officers here that take care of each other on a daily basis. Working here doesn't end when you leave the doors. You're supported in the community as well. I consider it my second family. I have a first family, but I spend a lot of time with these individuals on a daily basis. So this is my second family.
I would like to think that Rockwall County is what everybody who doesn't live in Texas should think Texas is.